Hey babes, bigs, and everyone in between. My name is Cup and thanks for watching. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what is Littlespace for me. And I know that we're in a different venue. We're just in my living room because this video is going to be coming out in the first week of October. So I got my ghosty sweater on, my ghosty dress on, very cute. And my living room decor is kind of creepy, so I figured perfect spot to go and do the first video in October. Okay, so let's dive into the video. What is Littlespace for me? So I think first we should just blanket statement what is Littlespace. Littlespace is just a term used for age regression, age dreaming, ABDL. It can be used in all of those different like umbrella categories. It's just a word to describe when somebody is in a headspace that is maybe younger than their current physical age. It's just basically describing the headspace of a little, hence little space. So my little space for me, I did write down some notes because I thought I really needed to organize my thoughts, but I tend to be more of a lifestyle little, so I feel like my little side, she tends to fluctuate in and out of me very fluidly. I have a very fluid relationship with her in my life right now. I kind of talk about her like she's another person, but I don't really age regress on camera very much, or not very authentically anyways. It's not what I would consider true age regression for me. It's probably more something like age dreaming, where I'm just trying to trigger my age regression. But for me, I tend to flow in and out of that space very fluidly and dynamically throughout the day. So when I'm at work, like, my big girl job is to deliver pizzas, so I do tend to stay very big girl brain when I need to. I am an adult first and foremost, so my adult life is my responsibility to manage regardless if I'm an age regressor or not. So in moments where I have to be a big girl and put my big girl panties on and get the job done, I absolutely will do that. It's just not my favorite thing to do, and I don't think it's anybody's favorite thing to do, really. But throughout the day, particularly when I'm with my daddy, my caregiver, I'll flow in and out of Littlespace very freely. I'll be talking to him like this one moment, and then the next I will say something that maybe I wouldn't ordinarily say in that situation. And then it just goes away 2 seconds later. It's very, very fast. I don't usually like have a proper age regression where I am like actually age regressing. That doesn't really happen to me very naturally anymore. I feel like because I've incorporated the ABDL lifestyle into my life so much, because I enjoy it so much, my little side is more at the forefront every single day. But because of that, I feel like I don't really age regress the way that I used to, at least in a positive way. So I do experience impure regression, or involuntary regression, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it just means that sometimes I will age regress without my big girl's consent. So either I'll have a memory or an emotion or something that will trigger this negative experience. It's usually very negative. It's usually not very convenient for me to be in Littlespace when that is triggered, and it's usually uncomfortable. I tend to not like to be in Littlespace, or if I do have a Littlespace episode that is very hectic and emotional for me, then I do tend to require a lot of comfort and reassurance, which I feel is pretty normal for age regressors in the age regression community. Age regression is all about comfort and healing your inner child or taking care of your inner child in some capacity. So I feel like that is pretty normal. But when I do have those times where I regress impurely or without my consent, then I do tend to have a harder time in that regressed headspace. I tend to cry a lot more, get very emotional, very upset, and I just need a lot of comfort and reassurance. And that can range from comfort items like passies and babas and onesies and diapers to just my caregiver giving me a hug and putting on a show and holding me so that I can just cry while he's there, and he just needs to be there while I cry. Sometimes that definitely happens too. So I definitely feel like I get the full range of age regression in my spectrum of what I'm dealing with and how I cope with my life. So the other thing is like structured little time. So occasionally when I feel like my little side isn't popping out as much as I want her to in a way that's helpful to me as a big adult person who needs to cope with my adult feelings, I will kind of trigger her to come out, or at least I will try to. And when I'm really struggling with this, I'll ask my daddy for help too and ask him to help me trigger her to come out. I don't usually age regress very fully in front of other people, including my caregiver, my daddy. And it's not that I don't trust him or that I'm not comfortable around him. It's genuinely just that I spend so much time home alone. I only work part-time at my big girl job, and I'm trying to shift my focus to content creation. So I spend so much time home by myself, and subsequently my little side is by herself when we are out and about and like trying to be little. We're home alone coloring and having a baba and having our stuffies with us to protect us. That's just how we live our life where we are. So it's not that I don't trust my daddy or anything like that, or other people in general, because I've had babysitters and things before who were trusted adult friends who I had asked if they were willing to be my temporary caregiver and watch me for a period of time while I tried to regress in front of them. But I have never been very comfortable truly age regressing in front of others. I tend to be very emotional as a person in general. So when I age regress, I just feel very, very vulnerable, and it's uncomfortable to do that in front of other people. But, oh right, we were talking about structured little time. My ADHD is really getting me. But to like give myself that structured time, I will just kind of purposefully do things that I know will attract my little side. So wearing a cute outfit, doing my makeup and playing with makeup. So even if I'm not planning on taking photos or doing a video, sometimes I just like to do really crazy makeup looks, especially with eyeliner, because it's so fun and it always ends up so messy and horrible, and I love it. I just love those creative things. But diapers especially tend to be really big triggers for my little side as well. I tend to have all of my big girl stuff done, like chores and anything like that I need to do around the house. I have to do those before I get into a diaper, or that's just not getting done. So if I'm feeling really upset, I will just get into a diaper and try and go about my day just to give me some extra comfort. Occasionally, I am a person who's very emotional, so even when I'm not age regressing or anything like that, I just get very emotional and upset, and I need some comfort throughout the day. So I think that's part of what attracts me so much to ABDL and Littlespace outside of age regression, is I just require so much comfort and care. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with requiring comfort and care from yourself and from others. It's just knowing where to find those things and fill those gaps independently and with other people. So yeah, I think that's my whole Littlespace video, I don't really have too much else to talk about. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I can definitely answer some of them or make a part 2 if you guys have some more questions about Littlespace, age regression, or ABDL. I'll definitely continue the channel and continue learning and growing with everybody here because I love you guys so much. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.